Here we go, guys, live from the City of Angels here on this Tuesday, less than 24 hours since we did our initial evaluation, kind of the quick thoughts on Deadpool Wolverine, because there was an embargo in play from Disney. Now that that's lifted, 3 o'clock here in LA, 6 o'clock on the East Coast, we are live with our full MMT evaluation. Want to mention this as we get into the stream here today. We'll be checking Rotten Tomatoes momentarily, see how this film's faring. I think it's one of the very best MCU films. No question about it. I mean, guys, this is truly everything that I expected from this film and more. And you guys know when we come on MMT, if I'm raving about a film, I first of all 100% believe what I'm talking about. We have no shilling going on here whatsoever. But also, I think it's all about having a track record, which we have. We have repeatedly called these films exactly how the average person is going to view them. Now, listen, we do cinephilic stuff. We have the number one film of the year, Handling the Undead. That is very much of not even film Twitter can't even recognize that film's brilliance. That is very niche. I get it. So we can do that, but we can also pivot and understand this is a mass audience, crowd-pleasing, popcorn summer flick done to perfection. A reminder of what I said coming out of the theater last night before I get into exactly why, spoiler-free, why this film is as great, yes, great as it is. I'm telling you guys, 0% chance, zero. Not even 0.1, 0.2, neat. 0% chance you're going to end up disappointed with what you see in Deadpool Wolverine. If you are a no-life having person who doesn't like to have fun and doesn't enjoy a character trying to get out in the world and make a difference, and that's not going to resonate with you, which we all know film Twitter, that's not going to resonate with them. That doesn't even speak to them. So they're not going to enjoy this. But I know most of you enjoy getting out and living it. And this film is all about that. It has so much energy, and that's one of the big reasons this film works. By far, this is the funniest MCU film. It is not a contest. I am laughing virtually from start to finish on this film. It is very smart. It is very inside. It's very meta, as you'd expect from Deadpool. The jokes are brilliant at times, and when they are, you are going to burst out in laughter. I promise you that's going to happen. And why is the film so refreshing to watch? Because we see so many things that try to be this ball of kinetic energy and they fall short. Go back to Twisters, a film that's not great, okay? And there's just something missing from the film. This film, there is nothing missing whatsoever. This film is buoyant. This film is effervescent. This film is full of a jolt of caffeinated energy. I mean, guys, this thing is out of control, and it all falls back to a couple of things. Let's start with Ryan Reynolds. When you look at Ryan Reynolds, you're talking about a guy that I think people don't quite understand the instincts this man possesses. He was born with an instinctual ability to know what's going to work, what is funny, and how to deliver what audiences want to watch. This is not a film that is for the chin-stroking film Twitter nerds. It's not going to work with them because, again, they don't have a sense of humor. They're weird. This film is weird, but in a great way, in a gonzo way. Okay, Ryan Reynolds knows how to do that. And it also starts with, I think here you've got to pay attention to the fact that he's working with a director that he has worked with before. And I think that in anything in life, we discussed a lot here on MMT, the importance of surrounding yourself with people that you know how to get along with and work with to get things accomplished and to work as a team in simpatico to make something that is as so much fun this film is. Because you have Sean Levy and you have Ryan Reynolds who know each other so well that you have a situation where I'm sure they're able to pivot in situations where you might have something written on the page as X and then you go, wait, why don't we try Y? And it turns out that that is what makes the film work better than the previous version. You have to have that in a team. It's also about Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's chemistry. But Hugh Jackman, okay, listen, guys, go back to Logan. I'm not super high on Logan. Okay, one of the worst villains ever. Menzel last night was talking about how the villain here is not very memorable. First of all, the villain here is a lot more fun and I would suggest menacing than anything that was in Logan. Okay, so that's for sure. But you look at Logan, and that's where people started to say, hey, this is a comic book movie, but it's so grounded and it's got a soul to it. And I think that is so much important, and so much of that lies and falls on Hugh Jackman and his ability to be an actor that can exhibit emotion at a level that you really have to have in some of these scenes in this film. And he has to raise his game and be, this dour what Wolverine is, right? He's playing that character. You guys have seen the trailers. You know exactly what you're getting here, and he does it to perfection here. And when you look at the two of them working together and the chemistry they have on screen, while Scott last night was like, well, it's a little too much. It's the same thing over and over. Listen, guys, you're not going to get tired of this, okay? This film, from start to finish, is not going to bore you. And that's very rare when we go to the multiplex these days and you watch anything. You're usually disappointed. And in this case, you're not going to be. And here's another reason why you're going to love the film. There are so many 20th Century Fox cameos in this film. Now, you're going to say, well, will you tell me who's in it? No, I'm not going to do that, because that would ruin the movie for you. I don't want to have you go into this knowing anything other than you're going to love it. Okay, that's the takeaway here. And the fact that I can't really address exactly where this film heads and who's in it and all these things, you'll see. And when we do the full-on opening night stream on Thursday night back here on MMT at about, let's call it 5:30. Actually make that 8:30 here in LA, 11:30 on the West Coast. We're early today, obviously, because the embargo just broke. We'll do that, and we can talk more about what's actually in the film. You're going to love it, and it's heartfelt, right? As a lot of people say, it's a love letter to 20th Century Fox. Yes, but I hate saying it's a love letter to anything. But yes, it technically is a love letter to 20th Century Fox. So that's there for you as well. I think when you look at, only negative here for me is going to be the fact that it is just a tad too long. It comes in at about 2 hours and 5 minutes, and I would suggest at 1:55, about 5-10 minutes off this would be a better film. But what I love about this film, and this is not really a spoiler, so I'm just going to mention, because, again, so much fourth wall breaking going on here, that you have Ryan Reynolds turn to the screen and go, hey, listen, we're just about ready to wrap this up. I promise. We're wrapping. And I go, oh, this is what it's so smart. And it treats its audience as intelligent and in on the fun. And that is the hallmark of a fun film and a hallmark of a very good, I would argue, great film for what it is. Again, when we're reviewing these films, we're taking it as what it's trying to be and then what it delivers as. So if it tries to be a fun, popcorn, irreverent, fourth wall breaking MCU gonzo film, then we accomplish that in spades. So this is a very high MMT score of 94%. It's one of our top movies of the year. It's really that simple. And this is going to come down to, remember, a lot of people we'll talk about some stuff going on today on Twitter, because I really enjoy it. This is fun. These are my moments I relish, because there's so many people in the space that do not relate to anybody. They write for their circle jerk of film Twitter dweebs. And these people are not, guys, these are not cool people. These are not people that would even relate to anybody in a Deadpool Wolverine. They go, well, I don't even know what's it like to be any kind of hero to anybody. I have no idea, because I'm kind of insignificant. So I'm going to have to hammer it. I'm going to do it, because you have to understand that if you are a coward in life, you're not going to like this movie. It's going to reflect who you are, and you're not going to like it, because Deadpool in this movie is essentially trying to have meaning. He's trying to join the Avengers. He's trying to figure out, how can I give back and make a difference? And for a lot of people, they just don't, man. I mean, a lot of people in life just go through it with very little accomplishment. And that's going to hurt when you watch anything that spotlights someone who's trying to go out and make a difference. Sorry, guys. That's the reality of it. Sorry, film Twitter. Roll up. Because you're talking to the guy who lives this shit. You're not talking to the regular Jabba the Hutt bitch. You're talking to the man. And the man lives this. And the man's telling you that this film kicks ass. You're going to love this film. And I can't wait for you to see it. Please talk about level of action. David Rose, thanks for joining the stream. First time I've seen you here. Welcome to MMT live on this Tuesday afternoon as the embargo has just broken or lifted for Deadpool Wolverine. Level of action is out of control. I mean, you talk about the violence. Okay, we mentioned this last night. There are so many scenes in this film that are ridiculously hard R. And yes, I know we saw that in Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2, but this film seems to even go that much further. And it really shows that Ryan Reynolds was like, listen, if we're going to make a Deadpool movie, Feige, you're going to give me everything that I want in this film. It's like you could tell that Reynolds is like, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. And Feige's like, fine. I mean, listen, we need the MCU to be saved, right? We have to resurrect this brand. And we have with this film, at least now, because it's really about Jackman and Reynolds. So if this were a movie with anybody else in it, it wouldn't work because Ryan Reynolds is a singular talent. Hugh Jackman, singular talent. And I know a lot of people, well, Ryan Reynolds does the same thing in every movie. So fucking what? Name an actor, I'll tell you they do the same thing. George Clooney, same thing in every movie. Johnny Depp's one of the few that does something a little bit different because he's so weird. Chalamet's essentially Chalamet in every movie. Name an actor. Pick an actor. They are essentially who they are in every single movie. When you watch Ryan Reynolds, you know who I see all the time, and I called this a long time ago. He is essentially doing Val Kilmer in Real Genius. In Van Wilder, in this film, there's multiple Deadpools. So he's doing definitely a Val Kilmer Real Genius in one of the Deadpools you see in this movie. He is. And if I talk to Ryan Reynolds, and you know we're buddies on Twitter, we DM each other. He follows me. I could DM him. I'm not going to DM, but if I had to, I could. Here's what I'm going to tell you: he would admit that he is a fan of Val Kilmer and especially Real Genius and Top Secret. But you look at Real Genius, just that character. That's who he is, amped up, right? A caffeinated version of Val Kilmer in Real Genius. This film is a blast, right? Sounds cliche, and a lot of people are saying that, but I'm telling you guys, it is so much fun. More comments, roll them in here as we have Gone Girl on the comments here on this Tuesday afternoon, currently at 51 on Metacritic, 21 reviews. Let's go to it, and let's hit the Rotten Tomatoes, and we'll hit refresh, and we will check and see where we are on this film. Remember, what I said about this, the critics do not speak for you. The average critic does not at all speak for you. There's one review. It's David Poland, who we've dragged here many times. And it says, actually, he likes the film. I am looking forward to seeing the film again as soon as I can. A lot of audiences are going to have enormous fun watching this thing. I won't spoil anything. Well, we just said this. He's doing my stream. He's basically so is it funnier than Guardians 1? It's the funniest film. It's the funniest of all of the MCU films. There's nothing else. It's number one. So, yes, to that. It is nonstop barrage of really great jokes. And here's what's going to happen. If the critics end up, we got one review here on Rotten Tomatoes, not anything right now. They'll start piling in a minute. We'll stay on for a little bit and see where we go. It doesn't matter. This film is critic proof, but I'm telling you guys, I'm on the right side of history. I'm almost unilaterally on the right side of history. And that pisses film Twitter off. They don't like that. And I love to shove it in their faces because ultimately they're not good at this. I'm telling you guys, the average critic is not good. Either they're not talented, they don't speak for you, they're not fearless, they're shilly, they are chin strokey, right? They are so pretentious, like the guy we're going to drag in a minute, that they don't speak for you. They don't speak for anybody who has any kind of semblance of a real life. They're not people that are cool. They're not people that are interesting. They are the people in their own heads that are the hero of the story, but in reality, they're nobodies. And that's the reality, guys. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. That's at the end of the day, the majority of critics are unremarkable people in real life, and that shines through in the reviews. All they have in their lives is these reviews. I have so much more, guys. I don't need to get into it. I probably will over the hour. But I'm just telling you guys, this is why I have no problem dragging everybody on film Twitter and basically everyone in the space. Very little talent. And then if you have the talent, they have an agenda because they are either pro-woke or anti-woke. And then they're not talented. They're not fearless. You see, we're looking for all these elements that I bring to the table that these other people don't have. They don't have the balls to say what I say. They don't have the guts to even go out there and say, what the hell is this? They're all all like, well, I'm going to get someone angry. A cocoon of losers. I mean, go ahead, guys. Enjoy it. I'm going to keep winning from win to win to win. You and Menzel were masterful together. Thank you. Appreciate it, Jeff. Listen, I think the biggest disappointment for me when we didn't get to continue doing At the Multiplex, that show was taking off fast. The thing that worked about that show, quickly before we get back into this, is the fact we were together on set. I think you need that for the Siskel and Ebert banter. It's not going to work as well when you have the two boxes up. It can work, but I like the element of me facing Scott facing me, and doing the Siskel and Ebert thing. That's why we did At the Multiplex where we did here in Los Angeles. And, maybe we'll resurrect that someday. But that was fun. And I think that we definitely don't see movies exactly the same. He likes this film, but he didn't like it as much as me. You're going to like this as much as me. I'm 100% positive. 1,000,000%. If you come back, you're going to have nitpicky things. You're going to say the villain's not as menacing as you wanted. The villain doesn't quite. You're going to say that some of the jokes weren't as hilarious as you said. You said some, not all. You're going to come back with nitpicky things, but you're going to come out of it saying, hell yeah, I want to see it again. Like me, I want to see the film again. I do. I can't wait to see it on Thursday because that's the first chance. They're not even doing any early screenings of this film. Usually the studios like to do a Wednesday night screening. For whatever reason, Disney's not a big fan of that. They are just going to give it to you on Thursday. I think 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock is the first screenings for you guys on the East Coast. That's what we'll be back at 8:30 here in Los Angeles, and we can talk more about what's in the film. If you don't want to watch, then you need to watch the movie if you want to watch, because we're going to do a little bit of spoilers, because now we've done 2 streams without them, and at some point we're going to have to bring in some stuff that happens in the movie. First 2 Deadpool films. This is better than both. This is definitely better than 2. I'd rank them 3-1-2. 3-1-2 Chicago. That is how this thing goes, right? So you will be with me on this. The Deadpool Wolverine's 1, Deadpool 1 is 2, and then of course we go to number 2 is definitely the worst. I will say, you go back and look at Deadpool, it had Golden Globe nominations. Remember, it was up for Best Comedy, and also Ryan Reynolds, actor in a comedy. There's no reason that we cannot have Ryan Reynolds and this film nominated Golden Globes along with Hugh Jackman as supporting. We have to be able to view these films as awards possibilities without it having to be a, quote, awards film. And in this case, it absolutely would register for me as performances that can be recognized in a comedy. As the Globes have that category, you can put this film there just like you did Deadpool 1. Let's read the Metacritic. Hold on. Let me just hit refresh on this and see if we got anything on Rotten Tomatoes, and we'll go check out Metacritic. Give me a second. Here we go. There's still just 1. Damn, that's slow. All right, let's go to Metacritic. Give me a second. I never go to Metacritic because it's full of critics that I don't trust. These are the chin strokers, guys. 56. There's 4. Okay, there's 4 reviews. Let's hit it, and then we'll check it out. Let's see who we have here. USA Today, 88. Brian Truitt's actually pretty good. I'd give it way higher than 88, but it's a good score. Empire, 80. Narrative bumps. I mean, yeah, there's a little too much storytelling here, but who gives a shit? Consequence, 75. Associated Press, 63. That's too low. Christiaphoria. Who is this person? That's way too low. Guys, these people, listen, these critics are going to come in. You're going to see the movie and you're going to go back and say, I don't trust any critics again. And you have to remember that it's me. It's me as the only critic, virtually one of the 5 you can trust. There's not even, I don't think there's even 5. You can't even trust. We'll go back in a second. I'm going to drag. I'm going to do it now because I figured why not. Any other comments before I start dragging somebody? You guys ready? Here we go. Give it to me. Anything else, Gongro? Any other comments? Otherwise, I'm going to go and drag. You guys ready? Here we go. Drag time. Everybody, it's time to drag. Here we go. Let's find my deal right here. Let's find our guy who today, we talk about people that don't speak for you. We talk about people that are, here it is, okay? This is Robert Daniels, who is one of the biggest chin-stroking cinephilic nerds around, okay? And here's what he said. One of the worst made movies of the year. First of all, that's completely erroneous. Like, for what this film is, Sean Levy delivers the film. 100%. Robert Daniels recommended, are you guys ready for this? Someone just told me this. This dude, he recommended Birds of Prey. You talk about a terrible movie. You talk about a film that's terribly directed. Oh, but it's a female director. Because it's a white guy, right? It's a white director, so we can drag it. No, Robert's 100% wrong, and this is what I said to this guy. He is the world's most pretentious film voice. He is a guy who bears no relation to you, the real-world moviegoer, and now he's going to go write a 2,500-word think piece that no one with any semblance of an actual life will ever read. That's these people. So just remember that. These people do not speak for you, and you'll come back and go, well, of course, Alex. Of course he didn't, because he's not a fun person. Robert Daniels is not a fun guy. Go read his tweets. He has no sense of humor. He thinks he's so fucking smart. These people are not cool, man. And trust me, Deadpool's a cool film. If you're not cool, you're not going to like the film. So, of course he didn't, Alex. I didn't even know that. He liked Birds of Prey. These people are embarrassing. They really are. They don't speak for you. And film Twitter, roll the fuck up. You can't hang for 5 seconds, because at the end of the day, this guy here speaks for all audiences, not just that little niche, tiniest sliver of the pie that you guys go after. It's unbelievable. Okay, I don't want to get, we're going to be positive here because we love this film. We're really high on this film, so we'll keep checking Rotten Tomatoes, go back and see if anything else is gone. Why does it take so long for Rotten Tomatoes to load this thing? I mean, it's like, dude, where are you? Why are you not back here? Let's hit it again. Let's see if we got. Why are there no reviews? Let's see here. We are at still one review. Why does it take so long to load it? Okay, now there's 2. Sean Chandler gave it a fresh at B+, too low. This is an A. This is an A minus at the lowest. It's by far. Sean Levy's perfect. He should go on and direct 100%. And listen, Michael, he is. And again, that gets back to what Robert had to say. When Robert's saying this is the worst made film of the year, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Guys, this is dumb. You could say the jokes aren't funny, which is wrong too. You can't say the film's poorly made. A poorly made film or a generically made film is oddity. That IFC movie. I'm telling you guys, these critics, they're all pretenders. And Daniels has proven it right here. He's all talk, all bluff. And when it comes down to it, he can write his 2,500-word think piece, but he doesn't relate to anybody, and his movie taste doesn't match anybody but the other dweebs on film Twitter. Well, of course, Ibiri. Remember, hey, thank you, Gone Girl. Bilge Ibiri. We called him the film fraud. Remember, he's another film fraud. Another guy who's not fun. Another guy who has no sense of humor. So this is not surprising. These people are not going to, they actually probably relish hammering these movies because they love to play that role, because their audience is the chin-stroking, cinephilic film Twitter dweebs. So they're going to try to message to them. That's what we have in the space. We have people that try to message to whoever their base is. I don't care who my base is. I'm going to tell you what the film is and if it's great or if it's terrible, and I'm going to give that to you here on MMT. I'm not worried about pro-woke, anti-woke, chin-stroking, cinephilic film dweebs. I don't care. I mean, that's the problem. These people cater their thoughts towards audiences that they think they have. And they probably are right. A Bilge Ibiri who writes for, I think, The Village Voice, and I think, Daniels writes for Ebert Voices. These are we're so learned, so brilliant film voices out there, and they don't relate to you or anybody aside from the tiny sliver of non-real world living film Twitter dweebs. That's who they are. And this kind of film is not going to work for them, and that's why we win again. Let's refresh. Here we go. All right. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Gone Girl's producing from away and hitting me with all kinds of stuff here. Austin Burke with this 8.5 out of 10. Too low. William Bibiani, a shameless piece of... I'm not going to finish that. Terrible. Just that's another guy. That's another guy who's terrible at this. William Bibiani. Jenna Bush, 8.5 out of 10. Critic, fresh. Okay, here we go. Negative Dylan Roth Observer, 1.5 out of 4. Unbelievable, some of these people, guys. Mama's Geeky's always going to like a film, so there you go. No surprise there. Chris Evangelista, hey, hold on for everybody before we say, I'm pretty sure Chris Evangelista recommended Oddity. So at this point, here's what I'll tell you, guys. You guys ready for this? Let's just play this game. If you recommend Birds of Prey and you hammer Deadpool Wolverine on 3, 1, 2, 3, over. It's over. Guys, this is insane. Remember what we told you. If there's a Critics American Idol, you know how many people are getting booted? Do you have any idea the number of critics that are gone? Like instantly snapped. Gone. 95%. 95. They're gone. They're embarrassingly bad. They show their whole ass 24/7, and they have no taste, and they don't recommend anything that you could possibly like. We have films that we love, like an Asphalt City, that I know that a lot of you wouldn't like. Robert Daniels didn't even recommend Asphalt City. It's misery porn. This guy is, I tell you what, he might be the biggest total goof in the entire space. If you think about what you're asking a critic to do, who you writing for? Who are you writing for? I don't even know. Well, they found me on Film Twitter to say, "Oh, Weber, how dare you say such things? Oh my God, what's wrong with you? Are you okay?" These people, then you see, and they always are covered up with an avatar. Who are you? Oh, that's right. You're a coward who hides behind an avatar. Whoa, this explains a lot. Let's go to a few more. Anything else? Let's see, the same thing. Well, it's the same old stuff. Okay, so guys, you're gonna love the film. Here's what's going to happen here. This film is going to, we're talking about it on Thursday. We're going to have an opening that is going to be in the 190 million plus range. This is a film, forget the reviews, because I'm right on this. The audiences are going to love this film. It's an A plus. I want to see an A plus cinema score. A for sure. This will no chance this goes below A. So this is A or higher cinema score, which will tell me audiences love the film. A plus, obviously we know what that means. I'm on the right side of history, because they're not even going to be hard on any of the elements I sort of brought down. They'll be like, it's fine. The runtime's fine. And even, again, you've got Reynolds talking about how you're used to long run times. There's a line about that. This is smart. This is funny. This is great. Exactly. Luis, I said this exact thing. When Daniels is saying one of the worst made movies of the year, and you've got Madam Web, from a directorial standpoint, not just screenplay, direction on that film is so unremarkable. The choices of that film are some of the most bizarre I've ever seen. This film doesn't have that. None of that. So again, these people they almost are just saying things to say it. They don't have any validity in what they're trying to do. They just say, oh, it's bad because I didn't like any of the Deadpool movies. Oh, don't forget, listen, I'm going to say it because I have to. A lot of reviewers are out there, again, it's directed by a white man, therefore we can hammer it. Oh, but Birds of Prey directed by a woman, so we can't. I don't give a fuck if it's directed by anybody in whatever sex they identify with. If the film's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. I don't care that Birds of Prey is directed by a woman. It's not well directed. It's a bad film. Guys, damn, man. Birds of Prey is shit. And this film is very good. So if Robert Daniels and all the rest of these clowns, and they are clowns, say this film is great, then Birds of Prey, it's over, dude. There's no return. I don't care if it's directed by a woman. Some of our favorite movies of the past several years directed by women. Go look at Saltburn. Well, Saltburn I liked a lot of. No, but you look at Aftersun. You look at Saint Maud. Two that come straight to mind. Two of my top films of the year directed by women this year. What was the other one I just saw recently? Directed by a woman. Handling the Undead. Female director. That's my number one film of the year. So don't come and tell me I don't like films directed by women. That's the difference. They come after you and then they realize, fuck, this guy's too good. We can't touch him, because he's going to say he hates all directed by women. Nope. Then what is it? You lose. You fucking lose every time. So yeah, it's really bad, Luis. A couple more comments. We're out of here on this Tuesday afternoon. I respect Weber's opinion doesn't walk on water when it comes to reviews. Mutant Mayhem is atrocious. You're talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? No, it was fun. I had fun with that film. I had fun with that. It's not a bad film. No, I disagree. Coach, listen, I know you watch the stream a lot. I completely disagree. I'll stand by that film. I had a lot of fun with it. Is it perfect? No, but is it a decent, really, I enjoyed it. This is better than that. But this is, guys, you're going to come back on Thursday when you see this film and go, what? What is this 50% Metacritic? What's going on? Remember, the critics are not your friends. The critics are not speaking for you. They don't share anything in common with you except for, again, their little circle jerk of film Twitter dweebs. That's who they'd speak to. We don't speak to those people. We speak to people that have actual lives. And that makes us a little different. By the way, today's kit, it is still today here in LA. Watford. Why did I pick it? Why do you think I picked it? Because we have a little bit of Wolverine yellow, and of course we have the red and black for Deadpool. So these things are planned out. Okay, these are not just happenstance. These things occur with a very formulated pattern, and you need to understand that that's exactly what you're getting here in MMT. A little bit of everything. Thanks for being here. We're going to roll out of here, I think, right now. It was fun. That was a fun little half hour. I think also we want to see more about it with me and Menzel last night. We got that stream for you, and we will be back on Thursday with the reaction, your reaction to this film. Come back and tell me you love the film. You're going to love it. You're going to say this film's fun. You're going to say the critics are wrong. Again, we're going to have a flip of a critic at like 65 and the audience at 95. Get ready. It's coming in here on Thursday. We'll see you then live from LA. Peace out.